Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm Sandy, and I'm really excited to be a part of Field Mood today. I am a poet. I'm a mother of 4. I have 1 cat. I've been married to my husband for 17 years, and I live in California. I have recently published a small poetry collection called Why Fairies Bite, and I have a bunch of other works in progress, and I've been writing for quite a long time. Write Your Way Home is a workshop based on the God-given healing power of words to help us process grief, navigate our way through adverse life events, and help us come out on the other side stronger than before. I plan to draw from some of Pat Schneider's strategies in The Writer as an Artist, a new approach to writing alone and with others. I will read some examples of poetry and lead you through a writing exercise designed to help you connect with the rhythm and cadence of your natural voice. We live in a fallen world, and everyone who lives long enough will face the grief of a world full of sin. Thankfully, in addition to the gift of salvation through Jesus Christ, God has given us many tools to aid in our healing. For some it's music, for some it's art or yard work or long walks. For me, it's writing. Today I would like to encourage you to reintroduce yourself to writing, especially if it's been a while, and to share with you 4 steps to writing your way home. Number 1, face your fears. Number 2, write your feeling. Number 3, trust your voice. And number 4, know that your writing matters. I took the title of this workshop from a poem I call Write Your Way Home, which I wrote during COVID. I would like to share it with you now. Something bad has happened to you. The lid to your green grass world has been torn off. Being Snow White doesn't work anymore. You can't just sweet attitude and can-do spirit your way out of this. Was it your fault or was it theirs? Where did you go so wrong? You are lost, lost in the woods with no Prince Charming in sight, though there are plenty of wolves. How do you find your way back home after the bad thing, the thing that wasn't supposed to happen, at least not to you, did? As you wander, you ponder, and you tell yourself your story over and over again. Sometimes people will listen. Often they will not. Sometimes their flippancy or blame is a new wound to be healed. You find a journal and a pen. You dip the pen in blood for ink and use your tears to thin it. The bloodletting helps. Telling your story over and over and over and over and over and over again helps. Until one day, you don't have to write your story anymore. You close the journal and cap the pen because you find yourself out of the woods, back at home in yourself. We fear so many things when we begin to write. We fear the truth about ourselves. We have fear of or on behalf of others in our lives. We have fear of failure. We have fear of success. A way to begin facing those fears is what Pat Schneider refers to as free writing. In free writing, you send your inner critic away for coffee or tea or whatever she likes. She can come back a little bit later, but you won't need her right now. When you're free writing, you don't have to share it, publish it, or keep it if you don't want to. It does not have to be good. Do not judge your work. It is yours. Let your natural language flow. Don't worry about grammar or rules or anything that you would think about for an essay or a structured poem. Just write. You know, pain is like oil. It rises to the top. When you free write, whether in poetry or in prose, what needs to come out will eventually come out in its own time. It may even surprise you. Write your feeling, especially if it is the feeling that keeps blocking you from writing other things. You cannot write the other things until you have dealt with what's really going on. And that brings me to step 2, write your feeling. Are you grieving a relationship? Are you grateful for something? Has someone in your life died? Has a dream died or been deferred too long? Did you receive your dream only to discover that it was not what you wanted at all? Are there people in your life who are threatening something you love? Did something happen that makes you feel guilty or angry? Are you at peace? Are you worried about being enough? Are you comparing yourself to someone else? Or are you in a season where you're surprised by joy? These and everything else under the sun are possible topics for a poem, an essay, a song, or even a piece of writing that bucks all definition. I'm blessed to be part of an online writing community called thehabit.com. And I have a great friend there named Anna Eastland who's been very supportive in my poetry writing journey. And she wrote a poetry collection after the death of her baby Josephine several years ago. Her book is called An Unexpected Blossoming, and it chronicles her grief journey. One of my favorite poems from her collection is called Shadow Cat. Anna has granted me permission to share it with you as an example of writing your feeling.
I can feel grief stalking me like a cat, slipping around corners, just out of sight. She's lurking, staring at me with her luscious eyes, glowing in the shadows, beckoning. But I'm afraid and look away. Not again, not yet. I walk away, but the soft paws pad after me quickly, quietly, surely. Sometimes I tire of running away and shout out, "Okay, you've won. Come get me." But the cat slinks off, ever disobedient.
So what are you feeling today? Your first prompt is to write your feeling. Take out a piece of paper and a writing utensil, or you can do this on a computer or a tablet, whatever is easiest for you, whatever form of writing you are most comfortable with. Try to use sensory details if you can. Your piece can be happy, it can be sad, it can be bored. There's no wrong way to follow this prompt. The prompt is write your feeling. Step number 3, trust your own voice. I want to encourage you to trust your own voice. We all have a natural voice. It's rhythmic. There's a cadence to it. It's what we learned around the dinner table, in our homes, at school, in our families of origin. And often our natural voices are beautiful, honest, and powerful, all on their own. According to Pat Schneider, one of her friends, a writing teacher named Grace Paley, always told her students, if you say what's on your mind in the language that comes to you from your parents and your street and friends, you'll probably say something beautiful. According to Pat Schneider, part of trusting your own voice is telling your own truth deeply and completely, as well as you can, no matter how hard that might be. Pat Schneider says, a gentle exercise for writing in your own voice is to simply begin with an image from the natural world. Use the weather if it interests you. Begin by describing a rock or an insect or the way light comes through branches or a single leaf. The important thing here is don't try to be profound. Just write what you see as clearly and exactly as you can. Profound meanings are hidden in concrete images. They will find you. Meanings will reveal themselves if you are true to what your eye sees. Start by taking a moment to look around you and describe something you see that you find interesting. Begin with that thing and then write wherever your mind takes you. You may have 10 minutes for this writing exercise. Step 4 of writing your way home is to know that your writing matters. Pat Schneider reminds us that a writer is someone who writes. It doesn't matter if you're published. It doesn't matter if teachers say you're good. None of that matters. You can call yourself a writer if you're a person who writes. That makes you a writer. And writing is an important work, even if no one reads it. It is not a coincidence that God spoke creation into being. Words are powerful. Words have the power to bless or to curse. And words have the power to help us sort through whatever it is that we are going through. Your words are important, even if no one reads them but you. The act of writing itself is powerful, and having the courage to write can be an important part of your healing journey. I hope that today you have a little more courage to face your fears, to write your feeling, to trust your voice, and to know that your writing matters. It may be some of the most important work that you ever do. Remember, a writer is someone who writes, and God will help you in your journey to write your way home.